Hey, here are some differences between residential real estate and commercial real estate and some advantages and disadvantages of both. So residential real estate, typically 1 to 4 units in size. The type most of us know, single family homes or even small multifamily like your 2s, 3s, 4 unit properties. So while commercial multifamily, when referring to housing, is 5+ units. Anything like a mobile home community, apartment community. So commercial real estate also covers things like retail stores, shopping malls, office buildings, storage facilities. Many people understand how to estimate the value of residential real estate. And because this is done by just simply analyzing the surrounding similar homes and what they have sold for in the last 6 to 12 months. This is also known as acquiring comparables, comps, or a CMA, a comparative market analysis, usually done by a licensed real estate agent. So if a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,300 square foot single family home that was built in 2006 with tile in the bathrooms and kitchen and maybe wood floors throughout the home, if that home sold for $349,000, maybe like 3 or 4 months ago, a house with similar characteristics will most likely sell for something very, very close to $349,000 if it's in the same condition. So commercial real estate is valued differently, and in one major way, the current operations. So you have so much more control. So even if there were 2, let's say 60-unit apartment complexes sitting a block away from each other in the same neighborhood, built in the same year with the same unit mix, like number of 3 beds, 2 beds, 1 bed and bath, the value would not be based on the comparable sale if one of those apartment complexes sold. Rather, it's solely based on the net operating income, or NOI, and the capitalization rate, the cap rate. So the valuation of commercial and multifamily properties is based on how it is operated in the net operating income, as well as the cap rate, the capitalization rate. So here's a quick back of the napkin calculation to see how this really plays out. The total annual income minus the total expenses is your NOI, your net operating income. So in order to get a valuation or an offer price, you would divide the NOI by the cap rate. So your NOI divided by your cap rate is your valuation or your offer price. Now, we're not going to dissect exactly what the cap rate is. That's for, another time. Essentially, it's really the exchange rate in the market based on what properties have been selling for. That's one factor that does make an impact in the valuation of commercial and multifamily property. So make sure you click the link below to watch a much deeper dive into deal analysis, capital raising, and building a team in a free masterclass that I recently recorded. And you get all kinds of free bonuses as well for the military real estate investing community, active duty, passive income. So now you understand how residential real estate is analyzed and valued differently from commercial and multifamily real estate. So here are a few advantages of investing in residential real estate. Number one, there's less capital at risk because the price points are a lot lower. You're only purchasing 1, 2, 3, or 4 doors. Number two, lower barrier to entry. A lot of us understand we've lived in or rented out single family homes or small multifamily properties as we grow up. It's just kind of easier to wrap your head around. At first, you could buy 1, buy 2, buy 3 in different markets to diversify your portfolio. So here are some disadvantages to residential. You could only acquire 1 to 4 units at a time, especially if you have goals for complete abundance and financial freedom. You can only do 1 to 4 deals at a time. Number two, there's increased investor competition. So many people are going after these small deals. Next is, the value of the asset is based on what's happening around it, so you have no control. And next, as your portfolio grows, they become harder and harder to manage. If you have single family homes all over, that's harder and harder to manage. So here are a few disadvantages of multifamily commercial. You have more capital at risk. And next, it takes a little bit more time to learn. Because of the large amount of doors in one place, it can take longer to diversify. Okay, so now some advantages to commercial multifamily. You primarily use OPM or other people's money, and you can acquire a lot more in one deal. You can have a much bigger payday than residential, and you can acquire like nearly an unlimited amount of doors in one transaction. In residential, you're limited to 1 to 4 units, but you could purchase literally an unlimited amount of doors depending on how big you can think and how large you want to build your team and build your portfolio. Next, there's less investor competition. Far less investors are thinking big enough to buy commercial and multifamily properties. A lot of them remain in the residential single family home sector. So next, the value is based on how you operate it. You have a lot more control. We talked about the net operating income. You increase the income and decrease the expenses. You completely just added value and improved the valuation of your commercial multifamily property. So next, it's much easier to manage multiple doors if they're all under one roof. I love multifamily property because of the scalability. I've concentrated and focused on apartment communities, mobile home communities, now storage facilities and RV parks. And I absolutely love them. We're teaching people how to do the same thing. If you're past or present military and this is resonating with you, I put together a free masterclass with all kinds of free bonuses. We have a military multifamily academy and I'm throwing in a bunch of free bonus lessons and modules. Click that link, check out this masterclass. If this stuff is resonating with you, you're gonna get a whole bunch of aha moments and a lot of things that I've learned throughout my journey that I'm sharing with you to prevent you from making the same mistakes that I did. Again, if this is resonating with you, watch that masterclass and hopefully I see you on the inside of the academy and the mastermind. See you guys.